So I'm now at Starbucks. It's like 12:15 now. My next pickup is not until after 6. The problem is I can't leave the animals in the car, so I've got to find a way to take animals undercover and take them into Starbucks. Camera bag. Not a camera bag anymore. You're now a gecko bag. Skink's the trickier one. Skink's a lot bigger. So I usually use this to carry all my animal supplies around. I can even give him some substrate so it feels nice and cozy. Mission undercover skink accomplished. It's Thursday morning, off on another fresh adventure to hopefully pick up some really cool animals. Hopefully everything goes through. There should be some drama and some fun and some excitement about the whole thing, so it should be a blast. It's going to be a pretty long drive today. First stop is the gas station because I have approximately 10 miles of gas in my tank right now. So I got to fill up the saving grace first, and then we're going to hit the interstate and start traveling to some other cities. So, I just pulled into this site for our very first pickup of the day. This one's a little bit questionable. I'm really curious to see what it actually is like. So, this is somebody with supposedly a blue-tongued skink that they need to get rid of because I think they got too busy and they're just not giving it the attention that they want to give, or this is what they're claiming. Oh, was that them? See you shortly. She just shed, so she is so pretty. So here's why I'm a little bit on edge about this one. Everything seemed normal except for the fact that the images, I noticed that the two images that they originally showed me were two different skinks. They had slightly different back patterns. And then I looked into it a little bit deeper, and the images were actually just ripped right off of a Google search for blue-tongued skink. So they weren't images that the person took themselves. They were random images. So who knows? Maybe it's not even going to be a skink. Maybe it's a scam. Maybe I'm going to get shot. I have no idea. You know, that should be the title of this video. Almost got shot while picking up reptiles. Anyways, this is going to be very interesting. After I found this out, I'm like, okay, let's see if they want to send me any actual pics. I said, could I see a few more pics? I want a good idea of her size to prep her setup. I was just saying that because I didn't want them to think that I was becoming suspicious, because if this actually is a skink, I really want to get my hands on it. I absolutely love skinks. So they've responded, volunteering tonight and tomorrow. So tired. I'll get you one ASAP. And then they never sent me one. So yeah, we'll see. This is someone that's really absolutely so slammed that they cannot get a photo, or something funny is up, and we're just gonna need to see what all this is like. Well, not for the first time I stand corrected, because I just got a beautiful yearling blue-tongued skink. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Spink, my Indonesian blue tongue at home, except for her eyes, almost her entire body has kind of a very cool coloration. It's all kind of blues and grays, where this coloration is very warm. It's kind of reds and browns. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's very different, but still really cool and pretty. And here we have the second pickup of the day. Ooh, a little feisty girl. So this isn't a rehome or anything. This is actually one that I got from a breeder that was just getting out of the business. It was supposed to be a male Murphy's patternless, and as you can see, it definitely is a Murphy's patternless. It's absolutely gorgeous. But I didn't check to see if it was actually a male before he drove away. And now that I'm looking at it, it's most definitely a female. So that's fun. Regardless, as you can see, it's an absolutely stunning animal. So I'm still looking forward to working with her. When I get back from the trip, I'll explain why I was looking for a Murphy's patternless male, and why I'm actually probably still gonna hang on to this girl, even though she isn't quite the male I was looking for. But for now, I've got a couple hours to kill until the next pickup, so I'm going to do what anyone filming a good reptile pickup vlog should do, and go to a Starbucks. Google Maps took me to a Starbucks inside Harris Teeter. I can't go do work in Harris Teeter. Stupid Google. So I'm now at Starbucks. It's like 12:15 now. My next pickup is not until after 6, so I've got quite a bit of time to wait around. So I'm gonna go inside and work on some website and video stuff. The problem is I can't leave the animals in the car, so I've got to find a way to take animals undercover and take them into Starbucks. Camera bag? Not a camera bag anymore. You're now a gecko bag. Get that whole side open so he gets tons of ventilation. But the skink's the trickier one. Skink's a lot bigger. What else do I have here? So I usually use this to carry all my animal supplies around. I've got my lighter, heat gun, I've got eggs from the last video. This can all go out, and this is going to turn into a temporary skink enclosure. I can even give him some substrate so he feels nice and cozy. Mission Undercover Skink accomplished. So the reptiles were problem number 1. Problem number 2 is that I don't have a laptop that's powerful enough to edit anything. All I have is a Chromebook. So I brought along my desktop. I'm going to do something I've never done before, and I don't know if anyone's ever done it before. I'm sure someone has. But I'm going to bring my desktop into Starbucks and set it up and see if anyone says anything. Hopefully they let me do this. I don't see why they wouldn't, but it's very unorthodox. So our next pickup is another brand new species that Radiant Reptilia has never had in before. I'm really excited to work with it. Not only is it a brand new species to me and to Radiant Reptilia, but the morph is also a morph that I've never had a chance to work with before. Even on all the other species that I have worked with, none of them had ever had this morph or this genetic trait, I guess. So that'll be really, really cool to see for the first time. So this is a melanistic jeweled lacerta. So these animals are usually really bright, beautiful green animals. This is a melanistic one, which essentially means that all the pigment has been overridden with melanin, so you get an all-black animal. And as you can see, she's definitely a fighter, and she's peeing on me. Oh, there it goes. Oh. You could almost say she's a fighter from both ends. Oh gosh. A fighter from both ends. Right on my car seat. Wonderful. But look at those legs. She's so muscular. What a beast.
Making money like a mint, laying in my ice like shrimp.
So here's the fourth and final pickup of the day. This is an absolutely gorgeous male leatherback bearded dragon. From the photos I got of it, I kind of expected it being a little bit of worse condition.
but seeing it and handling it in person, the only thing that it seems that this dragon needs rescuing from is his own weight. He's just a little bit on the chubby side. In my bearded dragon care guide that I released just about a day before I'm filming this video, I mentioned that if you're ever not sure if you're feeding your bearded dragon enough, just weigh it every month. Definitely something they were not doing, or if they were, they didn't actually care enough to reduce his diet until it got a little bit too much. The one in the video was 15 inches and it weighed 300 grams. This one's only 1 inch longer at 60 inches, but it weighs over 500 grams. There's not 200 grams in just that 1 inch, so he'll go on a bit of a diet, but that's really his only problem. He's absolutely gorgeous otherwise. So again, this is a leatherback bearded dragon. What that means is that the skin and all the scales of this animal are actually much more like leather in the sense that they're thinner and much smoother. They're not nearly as rough as they are on a normal bearded dragon. Even you can see the spikes, they're much more reduced. And the beard is actually, it looks and feels a lot softer than a normal bearded dragon beard. This is a co-dominant gene, and when you actually have two of them together, that's how you produce silky or scaleless bearded dragons, which are definitely not something I do condone. They have all kinds of shedding issues. But the leatherback bearded dragon still has all its scales, it still sheds just fine. So it's totally an okay morph or gene to be working with, as long as you're not doubling it and producing the scaleless beardies. So that's the last of today's pickups. We got 4 very awesome, very unique lizards, and after they're at home, in their enclosures, not stressing out over the travel, we can take a closer look at all of them in the studio.
So I'm now back home with all 4 of these amazing lizards that we got to pick up on our little adventure. Focusing first on our little Murphy's patternless leopard gecko that was supposed to be a male, but turned out to be a female. The reason that this one will not probably be up on the site, at least not right away, is because she's going to be introduced into one of my breeding programs actually. Here is one of our other female leopard geckos. This is a platinum leopard gecko. If you're not familiar with the platinum leopard gecko, it's a combination of the Max Snow gene and the Murphy's patternless gene. So I was looking for a Murphy's patternless male to pair with my platinum female. I ended up getting a Murphy's patternless female, so now I've got 2 different females. The reason I'll be keeping the Murphy's patternless female anyways is because once I actually do get a Murphy's patternless male, I can go ahead and pair him with both of these 2 lovely females, and then be producing twice as many offspring, hopefully. Both these leopard geckos are really sociable and really are just a pleasure to work with, and I'm really looking forward to getting into the nitty-gritty of breeding them and producing even tinier leopard geckos. We will definitely keep you updated on how this breeding project goes. Here's a second look at our blue-tongued skink. She's doing absolutely phenomenal, has been an amazing eater. As I said before, it really is a pleasure to get a chance to work with a species of skink that isn't the Merauke blue-tongued skink. And since there's a good bit of delay from when we started filming the video to the actual release of the video, she's currently up on the site right now. So if that's something that interests you, check her out with the iCard in the corner. Our poor obese male here is still doing pretty well. He's already started to lose some weight. Again, it's been a couple weeks since the actual road trip, and he's just been settling in really, really well. Hopefully after a couple weeks or a month of losing more weight and exercising, this guy will be ready to go back up on the site. So if a big bearded dragon is your cup of tea, keep an eye out for him. Lastly, we have our crazy lizard here, the melanistic jeweled lacerta. She is settling in fairly well. She's been a great eater. As far as physical health, she's doing absolutely fantastic. We're just really trying to work on socializing her down and getting her up to a point where she is much better with human interaction. I actually found this handy dandy leash, which is one of those dinky ones that's meant for leopard geckos, which is really stupid. Please don't put your leopard gecko in a leash. They have way too fragile of a body frame to really be leashed up. But the jeweled lacerta I found actually has a body frame much more like a tegu or any of the larger agamids, and it actually works really well for her. Ideally, the goal of this leash is to get her used to people, so it allows me to take her around if I'm cleaning enclosures downstairs, and I can just have her out on my shoulder or on the floor next to me with the leash. It allows her to feel like she's out in the open without being able to actually run away. When I first picked her up, she was actually in the middle of shedding, and she's now finished her shedding, and oh my goodness, a beautiful purpley color has appeared down her sides and on her chin. It is stunning. I've never seen something like this in a reptile. I assume it's the melanin overlaying the natural blue pigment, which would have been there if she wasn't a melanistic animal, but man, it is absolutely stunning. Andrew, you want to verify for me that this is in fact purple? So I'm going to keep on helping that dragon lose some weight, keep on socializing this beautiful lizard, and hopefully keep on breeding some leopard geckos. I'm Ethan, you've been watching Radiant Reptilia, and I'll hopefully see you on our next adventure.